What's going on, everybody? Surprise pop-up show live here at the DJ's Guru studio. Hold on, we're jamming out here. Oh, yeah. Dude. Shout out to Artlist.io. Always getting the royalty free. By the way, this music right now brought to you by the LD Maui Go 100. Maui 5 Go 100 right here. I'll be doing a review on this. I know everyone's very excited to hear my thoughts on it. So far, this thing is pretty cool. I gotta say, it's a battery-powered portable column array. And you know, I haven't really taken it out yet. We're doing a full deep dive test tomorrow, but sound pretty good in here. Woo! Right? Anyway, Switch, how you doing, brother?
What up, man? It's good to see you. It's been a minute.
God, you know,
I've done a lot of shit. You know, I've done a lot of stuff since the last time we saw each other. I've been very busy.
I would hope so. I hope you didn't just sit there waiting for me. That would be
nah. I don't sit by the phone. I'm not a sit by the phone kind of guy.
No, I don't believe that you are. Change my colors here.
You want to date me? You got to catch me first.
Yes, I agree with that mentality. So first of all, what's up, everybody? How are you? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I mean, you didn't even know we were coming in. So pop up. What's up? We're gonna do some of these now. Occasionally, when you know it's been so busy, events are back. Everyone, guess what? They're back so much that they got me out of retirement. So it's been very interesting, to say the least, that you know I'm working every weekend again, and I didn't really expect that to happen, but it's been very cool, and it's been very nice to be able to bring in real life stuff with the gear that I sell and really test it and stand next to it literally while I use it at gigs and then talk about like, yo, this helped me out, so maybe money. I recommend it, you know, and it's been nice to be able to do that. And man, it's been busy. So you've been busy too, huh?
Just a little bit, yeah. Let's see. Last week. Well, let's just take last week, for example. Last week, I was on vacation from my day job. Like a lot of DJs in 2020, my whole career got put on ice, so I had to go get a day job to, pay the bills, pay the mortgage, all that stuff.
You get free
So
healthcare though in Canada, right?
not in Canada. I mean, I was born and raised right here in the United States.
Of Canada.
And honestly, no, not a. The biggest problem I have with that whole joke is that is that I have so many Canadian friends, and I feel like it's an insult to them.
Why?
Because they're just they're a better people than that. They don't deserve that.
Okay.
But to bring it back around, what I'm saying is I took last week off. I took a vacation, and I think that was probably one of the stupidest things I could have done. Because almost every single day of my vacation, I was doing something that got me out of the house, or like where I was just busy, or I was doing something that honestly I would have been better off just going back to work, because at least my work is boring. Let's see. I was meeting with artist friends last week. I was meeting with DJs that needed to be needed like rebrands. I was live streaming my regular Wednesday show. On Friday I shot a music video. On Sunday I went to a local hip hop show. Well, I mean, I say local. I went to a hip hop show in Portland, but it wasn't local. The artists were actually from all over. There was an artist from the UK. There was an artist from Rhode Island who was originally from New York. And it was all headlined by an artist from Phoenix, a buddy of mine from Phoenix. So
I'm curious, where's the negativity coming from then? This all sounds good to me. What's the problem?
Yeah, here's the thing. I had a fantastic week, but I'm exhausted. I'm old.
Yeah, well, that's good. You're not
Getting old, man.
Listen, one of my favorite.
I need a vacation for my vacation.
I'm sure I didn't coin this. I just like to say it, but I feel like getting old is a choice, and I'm like reinvigorated as a divorced man that's 29 perpetually after a pandemic.
That's fair.
Starting a new company after being an employee for 20 years, and then
yeah.
It's been interesting, but you know what? I couldn't have. I can't be happier. So anyway, that said, on to positivity. So I personally have gotten back into a lot of different things, and I thought this would be fun. I have, where the heck is it? Oh, first of all, if you were curious about the IP rating on the Ape Lab stuff.
That looks pretty dang good.
I was not happy Saturday because our summer preview party, I'm like, I hope that's not the preview of the summer. We were doing this big summer preview party, and yeah, I swear, on the way to the gig, like the sky, like just, and it was like 50% chance, and it's always a good bet. I'm like, it's not gonna rain. It's always a good bet, right? 50%.
Yeah.
And it rained, and this was our setup.
Okay, that's pretty sick, though. I like the heads on the columns, man.
It's funny. I really wasn't doing this scale of stuff. Not that this is like that big at all. It's medium, really. But
yeah,
I never really had trust myself. I just been continually buying stuff. I sold so much of it, but I've noticed always people are covering it, right? And there's so much scrim out there covering this really nice looking industrial kind of finish truss. And now with the coins, or on these, I actually had the mini 2.0s in there. It really looks, it almost becomes an effect in itself, especially now with just the way that lighting has really been dialed down in the sense of being immersive and more wash than flash. I like to say flashy. You know,
Yeah.
it's not as much flashy. It's more condensed beams and nice prisms and things like that through the air, and then you have wash around the room. You know, and it's been cool. I also got a chance to use the club cannon.
Oh, really?
That's not it. Where is it? Is it?
You know, I've always been.
Here it is. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Just spray that guy right in the face.
They wanted it. They asked for it, man. I'm telling you, they love it. They love it.
What is that? Is that just fog? What is that?
It's CO2. So,
CO2. Okay.
We had Pat Grove from Club Cannon on, I don't know, right before I went to Florida a couple months ago. And we made
that's
a
right.
relationship. We're a dealer of Club Cannon, and it's really just a CO2 gun, and it's just a gun with a really, really well-made CO2 gun. Looks like a gun with a trigger. Connects with a really nice hose to a siphon CO2 filter. I think we got a 40 pounds. And I had purchased a China-made one. The Club Cannon is made here in the U.S. Really, really well made and solid. Purchased a Chinese one. Never did CO2 before. Last year, nothing but problems. It didn't work right. Everything was a mess. We leaked. Everything was leaking. I swear, I set it up very simply. I didn't even have to use like the other ones. I always saw these guys with the monkey wrenches and stuff. I just closed it on there, turned the CO2 on. Perfect. It was, you just saw it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
So listen, you get what you pay for. And at the end of the day, if you're doing CO2, you need to work. That's all it's got to do, right? One thing, push the button. Blah! You want to see this, right? You want to see That's it. And they love it. Now look how good the lights look too when you have that going. Yeah, we used a lot of CO2 that night. And it wasn't hot. So yeah,
I dig it. I like that thing. That looks like fun.
lot going on. A lot of new product that we got in to use at these events. You also, what you saw in those moving heads on the totems in the back, I picked up a pair of Acco Spot 200s from JMAZ. 200 watt moving head. I really didn't get a good chance to see it in that environment because what you didn't see was because of the rain. They had a tent, but it wasn't like a 40-foot tent. It was like a 20-foot height. So it pretty much killed the light. I couldn't see, it blocked the light. We had to put the awning up. It was just very different than what we were expecting of that day, but we got through it. The light was awesome. Got the LD Maui 5 Go here. Very excited. I'm really excited to take this thing outside because it's going to sound great in here, of course.
I'll tell you, man, that thing is a lot bigger than the Mackie. I like my little Mackie Thump Go, but that Maui 5 is
here's the thing.
A lot less portable.
And I'm going to tell you what, I literally pulled it in real quickly, and I'm like, I'm going to do a review on it because I'm helping out a friend's daughter for their party, and I'm going to put music, and they have this big backyard, and they want sound up by where the people like the parents will be, and then there's a pool all the way down there, and they want sound down there. Of course, there's no power, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'll pick this up, and I'm going to use either. I'm not sure if I'm going to try the Element or the X5, and I'm just going to set that up out of the output and then connect it to the input on the Mackie, wireless, and then just drop it down. The thing with this that I like, you don't need a stand for it, and it's got a sub at the bottom, right? So it also is going to sound a lot richer, and you don't have to worry about putting it up on a stand. When I
I
go
would
ahead.
go. I would go X5 because the X5 can actually do line level.
Yes,
For transmitting through speaker line. The Element I think just really does better with mic level stuff, which it's great for, but I think the X5 is probably the move.
I mean, that's already what I have out. Just also because of the Direct XLR, it's just easier.
Yeah.
So, but that should be interesting. And the Thump Go, I've realized for me, I'm only using it in lifestyle situations because I don't want it to put up in a pole. Like, and when I used it like this weekend, I'm gonna put it like in like the bushes or something. Like, it's in a pool. I'm gonna just find a spot, just drop it down. I don't want to put it up on a pole. Like, you know what I mean? Not to bring,
That didn't even occur to me.
I,
Just throw the Thump Go on a bush somewhere, and then nobody
yeah,
knows where it's coming from. That's
exactly.
amazing.
Yeah, and some kid comes
Oh,
in,
that's so good.
throw it in a bush. But that should be interesting. Oh, I got
I love that.
I got a Versabar. Yes, we had to ship out all the customers Versabar Flexes first, and then I got a Versabar Flex should be here tomorrow. That should be fun.
I want one of those so bad.
So I'm going to we'll be reviewing that. There's a remote.
Tell me again what's the price on that?
$8.99. It's not bad, and we have some left in stock. Probably the only company right now that has them in stock, ready to ship. So let us know if you need a VersaFlex bar.
I just might.
Yeah. Now switch.
Yep.
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on the replay. If you have any comments, questions, anything you got going on, please drop them down. We'll definitely answer them live. If you have questions on anything gear related, here I am. Here's Switch is. He's my head nerd here. So this guy.
I love getting questions. I love it when they leave questions after the fact, and they're like, "Yo, but what about this?" And then I get to go in and leave a comment and be like, "Well, actually, whatever." I love that. Please leave a comment if you have a question.
Guy lives in the comments. He does. He's that guy.
I'm all about that shit.
Make sure you're following us at the DJ's Guru on all social channels. Make sure you're checking us out at the DJsGuru.com and DJEventGear.com. Got a bunch of new blog articles up on the DJsGuru.com. Deep dive on the VersaBar. Listen, if you're watching this right now and you've never DJ'd before, or you're new to the game and you don't know what to buy, we put up a blog article on the DJsGuru.com from soup to nuts. What do you need? Including music, right? When I first started DJing, I had to buy vinyl records. I've told the story before. I only had 4 records. So when I had my turntables home, I only got 4 options. It wasn't very fun, right? So yeah, I think
Like
about all
these?
this. Yeah, exactly. But what's a DJ without good music? Shout out to Zip DJ, by the way. We got a promo code for Zip DJ.
The police.
DJ's Guru.
Also the police.
I love it. 30% off 3 months at Zip DJ.
Any Heart fans in the crowd tonight? Anybody like Heart? I like Heart. They're a good band. There's some more Heart.
All right, switch.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation going on our pre-call earlier, and it got a little heated. Back down into an agreement where, you know what, you're right, and there are certain situations where it's all about having, and this is just it, and we talk about this a lot. It's all about using DJ gear as tools. Now, unless you're a hobbyist, unless you're someone who's just doing this for fun, of course, buy as much as you want. I'll continue to say that. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you can afford it, buy it, love it. They're all fun. But if you're a business, right, and doing this to make money, everything you buy should give you a return.
Absolutely.
So to buy the newest controller, and I got into this thing where I told Switch, I sold my controller. I finally picked up a pair of CDJ 3000s. I replaced my 2000s, and I didn't love bringing them out. But now that I got the like the smaller things, but now that I'm kind of doing more stuff, I am going to get the Prime Go. That's what I will get. So to me, that's a tool if I have to do a small event or something that's not, like what you saw in like the guys that I work with, they have riders, so they have to have CDJ 3000. They have to have certain things. But if I'm going to do a smaller event, I'm going to bring the Prime Go. But I don't need it. I'm not going to need anything more than that. For me. So I'm going to buy that to do that event, and it's going to make my life easier here. I don't have to bring so much stuff. But I also feel like I did a corporate event. That corporate event, I see a lot of people out there that are using the controller on every event. If they're charging 8,000, if they're charging 800, they're using the controller.
Right.
If you're going to charge more money, you should give a better service, right? So
Absolutely.
For me, the corporate event, I'm bringing the CDJs. I'm not bringing the controller because I'm charging more because of the expectation that it's going to be perfect. It's not the person who's paying me money anyway. It's coming from the company, right? So it's usually an easier negotiation. Just get it done, make sure you show up, and make sure it's perfect. But the people at the event, the whole look of it, if you're doing this event with a little mini controller or whatever, you now are a reflection on the company that you're doing this event for, right? So you want to, I'm not sitting here saying you need to have gear to show that you're, to show your own worth, but it's a matter of the optics of how of your service, like I literally just sat down and negotiated, and because of the gear that I bring into this event, they understood why we needed to get more money.
Right.
We're not just coming in with a little controller, and I don't say that to insult anybody, but it's a big difference between that and coming in with a full DJ setup and a real booth of a console like that.
Well, and the point I was trying to make.
Plus, it's more work, right?
Well, the point I was trying to make, and this is where I think you and I were starting to at first disagree a little bit, but then I think you and I were starting to sort of come together and sort of meet halfway. Is that when it comes to the discussion about controllers versus the higher class DJ equipment, something like a Rain, right? Something like a Rev 7. Those are pretty high class controllers, man. Like those are pretty serious pieces of gear. You got to really know what you're doing to be able to perform on that thing. And by the way, you need to perform on that thing. If you show up with a Rev 7 or a Rain 1 and you half-ass your performance, no one's going to care what you're playing on if you suck, right? That's thing number one. So thing number one is get good. Thing number two is get good on everything. So I hear what you're saying about, for certain clients, right? High-paying corporate clients, certain high-profile events. When I go and I open up for Twista or I open up for Sir Mix-a-Lot, yeah, I'm going to bring my turntables because that's a hip-hop show, and turntables are synonymous with hip-hop. So I'm not going to roll up in there with a pair of CDJs, or I'm not going to roll up in there with, my little reloop or something. That's not appropriate for the show. But at the same time, my turntables don't fit on my desk when I'm streaming. So when I do my Wednesday night streaming show, my reloop is perfect. If I'm at a retail shop where they have limited space, I literally had this experience where I did a 1-year anniversary for a retail shop here in town, and the CEO and the ownership flew in from the corporate office in Florida, and they flew all the way to Portland for this event, for their 1-year anniversary event. And when they walked in, the first thing that they said to the manager, who then passed the feedback along to me, was that they were frustrated that my turntables were blocking their display cases. And I thought, well, where else am I supposed to put my turntables? You hired a DJ. DJ needs to play on turntables. So if I had my controller with me at the time, it would have created a better experience for them. It would have it would have been appropriate for me because I don't need to take up as much of a footprint in a space like that, and I could still perform and still bring some party vibes. So I think that there's always a time and a place for the right tool, if you know how to use that tool and if you're able to perform on that tool. And that's I think where the conversation was kind of going when you and I decided to stop and go like, no, we're gonna talk this out on the show because I agree with you. Especially if you're working with guys that have riders that say, hey, I need CDJs, then yeah, by all means, buy a pair of CDJs and then have those available for guys who have them on their riders. But for me, I'll take my Rain. I'm not throwing out my techniques just because I bought my Rain, and I'm certainly not throwing out my Rain because I bought my little reloop. They're all tools that have a different purpose, and I use all three of them. All three setups get rotated pretty regularly depending on the application.
It's a matter of, and listen, I mean, I'm obviously in a different position. Although I will tell you, CDJ 3000s, I did not. They're very difficult to get right. Like you can't even get them used. I mean, people are trying to sell them used for overmap, and I will give a shout out to AGI Pro DJ, my boy Kevin. Let go of a pair for me. At less than he would have liked to sell them for. Help me out. I want to give him a shout out. It's that bad. My normal supply chain of Pioneer is really tricky right now, and I have to buy stuff the same way anybody else does sometimes. If I need it. And again, those CDJ 3000s, I'm going to rent them out. I'm going to use them myself. I mean, they're going to pay for themselves very easily. There are things now. If you're a DJ or if you're in production or really, if you buy like RCF HDL and sub 8000 or 9004s, like if you have these sound systems available right now, you can book events because everyone is booked up, and if something happens like last minute and you happen to be available for a date. Like, it's tricky right now. Like, you can't buy stuff. So it used to be, we used to live in a world where it'd be like, all right, you know what? F this. I'm just going to go buy it myself. I'll do it myself. Like, you can't even do that right now. It's crazy. Right. I'm trying to figure out ways to get more gear into my truck because it's only so big. I can't get a new car. I went down, nothing available. I'm literally looking for cargo carriers, which if I find out, by the way, if this works out the way I think it does, I will be selling it.
Yeah.
I will be selling this item as a solution product for DJs that maybe drive a car or something. Like I don't even have rack rails. I don't have anything to put a trailer hitch on my vehicle. And you can't get anything right now. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like this short about to be able to get everything in my car. So I'm like, what if I put stuff on the roof? Right. But anyway, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But now switch.
Yep.
You had, what was that footage you were showing before? What? No, it was something cool with the Thump Grow or the.
Oh, my dude. We had a good time last week. So I was telling you about my vacation, right? And I mentioned one of the things I did on my vacation, which, by the way, it was a long day. But I would do it again in a heartbeat. In fact, I'm going to be doing it again in June.
God bless a long day, by the way. God bless it. We're very lucky to be alive. You know that, right? Friday of last week,
my MC organized a music video shoot, and we finally were able to set it up to where I was able to be. Not only was I able to be in the music video, but he wanted me to bring out my turntables. And so I brought out my whole rig. I brought out my turntables. I brought out my phase. I brought out my Mackie Thump 12 BSTs. I brought out my Mackie Thump Go. I brought a crate of records.
Where was this?
This was at. So there was a small.
What city?
It was a small town about half an hour outside of Portland.
Okay.
I don't want to say specifically where.
Was your gear difficult to get through customs?
Yeah, all right.
You should have known I was leading you into that.
I didn't see it coming.
I'm a dad. Always a dad joke away.
Anyway, so we shot a video on Friday, and what it was is this small town about a half hour outside of Portland. They rented us their high school basketball gym, and I've actually got a little footage I wanted to share with y'all. This is some B-roll that, by the way, absolutely no one has seen. Even my NC hasn't seen this. But this was a little bit of footage from the shot. Now you can see kind of on the left side of the screen, there's the director with the camera. That's my MC in the black t-shirt in the back. And he's actually got my wireless Mackie with the Wave XLR system. And he's using the wireless Mackie to direct the different takes. So we're doing multiple takes of this actor that we hired as a basketball player. And then we're also directing the crowd. So he's basically giving direction to like take a couple steps, take a shot. It doesn't matter if the shot actually goes towards the hoop or not, because all they want to do is get a jump, like get him going up in the air, and then they're gonna cut. So we're giving
smells like Teen Spirit vibe to it. I don't know, what is that?
A little bit, yeah. And there's some lighting. You can't see the lighting that's off to the left side of the frame because I didn't have that shot on camera, but you can see my face there on the deck.
Yeah, it's like DJ POV.
Yeah. So I shot all this just from behind the decks. That you can see my right deck is spinning because we're running the track. So that was part of it. Not only was I in the video, but I also was functionally running the track for the different takes. So as I was running the track just over and over all day long, we were using the Wave XLR so that he had a wireless microphone solution to be able to walk around the gym and still be able to direct and call out, all right, action, all right, cut, all the usual stuff that you would need to be able to communicate in order to functionally operate a video shoot. And then there was I had one other video I wanted to share with you. And let me see if I can pull that up here. This was later on. So we actually had to move. We had to move the whole turntable rig and the speakers and everything. We had to move it and sort of center it on the court, because there I was a little bit off center over in the corner, and we were getting some shots with me in the corner and kind of just playing and shots of people like reacting to the basketball game that was going on and all that stuff. But this is a different video of me centered on the court, and this was some of the primary A-roll for the video. So check this out. This is centered on the court. We've got the video is going to be called, so the video is for a song called Moneyball. And so these basketballs that are placed on the court, they're basketballs that we found that are printed with like dollar bills all over them. And so we're just like, they've got me centered at the like underneath the hoop, basically. And then they've got this massive key light that's directly on the center of the court, and my MC, who is not great at dribbling, but he was supposed to be centered between those four balls that are placed on the court, and wrapping along with the track. And so once again, I was running the track, and then they had me stay in place while they were doing close-ups of me scratching and cutting and doing all of that stuff. And man, it was a fun time. It was a really good time. And by the way, I shot all of that stuff on my phone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, all of that was shot on my phone.
Guess what? So, I bring this. I'm going to be honest with you. Bringing the ZV-1 out is a pain in the ass.
Sometimes
in my life,
be.
It just is. Like, the phone is so fucking convenient, and
I leave my Sony in the studio. I love this Sony, but I leave it in the studio because I don't want to take it out and I don't want to get it messed up.
So I do like nightclub events, right? And part of that and part of what we do is content capture. So like, being out there with the ZV-1 is cool, but just a pain, and it's expensive. You know, it's easier. Plus, then you got to get it out of the camera, bring it home, once a computer gets
Yeah.
involved, it's just time consuming, right? So to be
Yeah.
able to just take it on your phone and then boop right to social media, actually it goes boop right to social media like that. Boop. So it's great. So anyway, I picked up I went crazy. I'm never the guy to get the newest iPhone.
Yeah.
Never. Even when I get a new iPhone, I'm like, I go like two levels down and I get something a little less expensive. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah. Me neither.
Telling you that I have people telling me like that I don't know, like meeting new people, getting opportunities, and um, meeting girls too. Um, because of videos that I've been putting up and stuff like that through all these events that we've been doing. Um,
Yeah.
so I thought it was very important for me to invest in, like, I have an iPhone XR, which is fine, right? But I dropped it. There's my daughter, by the way. Hi, Caleb. I dropped it. I had to get the face replaced. It doesn't take good pictures this way anymore. I don't know why. I guess it's in the different lens or whatever. Not the lens, but the screen.
Yeah.
Um, it's only got one camera. I need more lenses, man. You guys have like 16 lenses now on your cameras. I'm like, look at this little thing. I had to buy this one at the dollar store. This pop-up thing. I'm giving you too much information now. But anyway, so I'm very excited about that. I know you love Apple.
I'm very much a Pixel guy. I got Pixel 6,
I got
and I love it.
People have shown me pictures on these different Android phones, and I will say that the cameras are incredible. They're like, I have nothing against Android. They just they don't work. They don't work nice for me. They don't play nice with me. You know.
Okay.
Um. So that sounds pretty cool about your music video. I'm glad that
Yeah,
you
it was a really fun experience.
and it's amazing. Like you just said, like you had your DJ controller in there, right? What do you have?
So for that one, I had my turntables with my phase. So having my phase on site was huge because, man, I didn't have to mess around with my needles, and I had way more consistency for the video because I was running that track back all day long.
Yeah.
So that was really, really helpful. So the phase really came in clutch. The Wave XLR, that Mackie Wave XLR came in clutch because at one point my MC comes over. He's like, yo, do you have a mic? And I was like, shit, I didn't think about that. Oh, wait, no, I have my Wave XLR in my bag. So I just pulled that out and basically ran that till it died. And thankfully, by the time it died, we were done with it for the day anyway. So
Take the whole screen for a second. I'm gonna go grab. I got a new bag. I want to show it to you guys.
yeah, no worries.
Not me, you.
But yeah, man. So that Mackie Wave XLR was it really came in clutch, and it was so nice to have that in my bag, just like as a quick and easy microphone solution for my MC to be able to use that to sort of direct everybody, because we had like 30. I think we had like 30, 35 extras on set for the video shoot, and then at one point the director and my MC were gonna go shoot some stuff like out in the hallway, and I think they said something about maybe shooting like in a locker room, like with some lockers as like the background or whatever, and they wanted to take the Thump Go and go use the Thump Go so they could run the track out there. So then all they had to do was Bluetooth the phone to the Thump Go and take the Thump Go with them. And now they have a portable audio solution so they could keep running the track on different areas like around the gym where they were shooting that weren't necessarily in the main gym space where I had all my gear set up, right? So between the Wave XLR, the Thump Go, and then my primary Mackies, my Thump BSTs that were set up with my turntables, like
Boosted.
yeah, man, my Mackie gear absolutely came in clutch for that whole shoot. And then next month on the 11th, I've got a video shoot where I'm going to be driving out to meet up with a friend of mine who lives about 45 minutes south of me, and they're going to be shooting a music video. They have a comedy hip hop album that they're putting out, and one of their songs is they're going to be doing a bunch of minivans. So they want everybody who has a minivan that they know to show up and do like a parade of minivans because their whole comedy hip hop album is about being middle aged, right?
I like
And
how
so,
you're a nerdy hip hop DJ.
yeah. So they're planning this video shoot, and I'm gonna go out with because I have a caravan, so I'm gonna take the caravan out, and we're gonna set up the rain, and we're gonna use the Mackie Thump
Wait a minute.
Go,
Excuse me.
and probably use the Wave XLR so that we can direct a little audio.
Like a Dodge Caravan, or
Yeah.
like the actual like a caravan of cars.
Yeah, Dodge Grand Caravan. It's gonna be a caravan of caravans.
Holy cow! First of all, I haven't heard that word. Second of all, my dad had a Plymouth Voyager. Okay, same thing. Why they had to have Plymouth and Dodge is like it's like why? I mean, who made that decision? They must have been selling so many cars at that point. Like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll make the same thing. We'll call it Plymouth. We'll change the front.
I don't know, man. Mopar just made some decisions back then.
Those fucking corporations, man. Like, fuck it. We'll just make it 5 different ways, the same way, but we'll just change the bumper on the front.
Just Mopar Chrysler.
GM had like 36 brands at one point, right?
I think they still do.
Crazy. Anyway, going off topic. So caravan threw me off. So go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so setting up for this. This is a legit, like, serious. My MC Mighty is like a pretty legit hip hop artist. You know, he's been doing deals with the NFL. Right now he has a commercial running with the MGM Grand and with the Seattle Mariners. And so he's been doing pretty well with a lot of his sync placements and stuff like that. He's been signing some pretty good contracts and doing pretty well. So we're growing quite a bit on Spotify. We're pretty proud of that. And so that's why I'm like really stoked, especially for this one, because we expect this one to do really well. And so I'm stoked to be like such a big part of this video for Moneyball, that we shot on Friday. So I'm looking forward to sharing that once it's finished. I get to share it with everybody in my network. But, for this other video that I'm going to be shooting in June, this is for some other friends of mine. They're taking themselves a little less seriously, and that's part of the whole thing, right? And so, having one setup with turntables and having my gear to be able to go out and do a serious hip hop shoot with that setup, and then to be able to turn around, take my Rain 1, take my Thump Go, and be able to go and actually be able to do something very similar for a very different kind of video shoot in June. It's gonna be huge, man. It's gonna be really clutch, and it kind of plays into that whole conversation we were having about like different setups for different applications. Me taking my turntables to a shoot where we're gonna be, where I'm gonna be DJing out of the back of a car, just doesn't make a lot of sense because it's a lot of setup, it's a lot of tear down. That stuff's really sensitive. You have to handle it really with care. Turntables can break easy. You got to be careful with that stuff.
I want to take a moment to point out, number one, have you seen the oh my God, the Showtime documentary on Insane in the Membrane? Why can't I think of the artist now?
I know what artist you're talking about, but I want to see if you can get there.
Please tell me, because I'm totally having a brain.
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill. Oh my God, and I love Cypress Hill so much. So you guys have to watch that if you haven't watched it. It's on Showtime, but that was pretty awesome. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know where I was going with that. I totally lost my train of thought with that one. I'm sorry, but
that's no worries. I haven't seen that one. My wife and I have been watching a lot of Name That Tune. And I gotta tell you, man, I need to get on that show. I gotta go win me $100,000. Easy.
Back?
Easy. Name That Tune. If those producers let me on Name That Tune, yeah, they're running a second season right now.
So like I can name that tune in 4 notes, that show?
Yeah, so it's back. It's they got Randy Jackson on the piano, and then they got what is her name? Jane Krakowski is hosting. And they ran a season during the pandemic, and then they're in their second season right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, dude, if I ever get an opportunity to go on that show, I'm coming home with 6 figures.
You waiting for them to call you, or how's that working? How's that going to work?
I mean, you got to keep an eye out for the open casting call.
What are you doing to make it happen, man?
They do a casting call every once in a while. You just got to keep an eye out for it.
All right. Got that eye out?
We'll see.
So, name that tune. Okay. I'm very good at that game, I got to tell you. I mean, I would hope so. You would think
I'd have to lie about what I do, though. That's the problem. I'd have to go in there and be like, oh, yeah, I work in tech.
Yeah.
And then once I get on stage, I'll be like, listen, I have to tell you the truth.
Yo, so I want to give a shout out really quick to Jason Palermo. And I want to show you guys the new DJ's Guru gig bag.
That's pretty sick.
I got an XL coming out, and I've been testing it out. I mean, you don't realize, listen, I'm not a manufacturer. I have a couple of lines going right now, and I've tested out so many different bag variations and trying to get it the right.
What's the volume on that?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, do you know how how many liters the
This
backpacks
right
are? Backpacks are usually measured in like how many liters it can hold.
Not prepared to answer that question.
Okay, no problem.
Anyway, Jason Palermo, I'm giving him a shout out because he had purchased the one of our smaller ones, and he loves it. But he said, "Oh shit, my laptop stand doesn't fit in here," and like I didn't even think of that. I got to be honest with you, I just thought about the laptop, not the laptop stand, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the way people carry them, but it would be nice to have it fit in the bag. And I said, you know what? It'd be nice to have like a separate section for the headphones, like completely separate, right?
Yeah.
So we got a bigger bag now. It's a lot. It's. I'll tell you, I wasn't crazy about this in the beginning, but now I actually really like it. It has the USB adapter, same as the other one. 3 sections here, but they're a lot bigger.
Okay, that's dope.
A lot thicker, and you got a magic compartment here on the side. Where is it? Right here. They're my headphones.
All right, so I got to tell you, I have to tell you, man. Here's the thing that I ran into with the older bag, right?
The zipper. Well, listen, the black one. Did I send you a black one or a gray one?
You sent me a black one.
Okay. The black one. I don't know what happened with the black one.
No. I like it. I like it, and I think it's a gorgeous bag. Here's my problem, and this is kind of a unique problem for me. It's probably not a problem that everyone has, but it's a problem that I have. I'm 6'4". I'm kind of a big dude. And when I put on that backpack, it's like that scene in Tommy Boy where he puts on David Spade's coat.
Yeah. No,
fat guy in a little bag.
This is this is maybe the right one for you. Maybe I'll send you this one.
I'm saying
I
so here's problem number 2.
Please.
My backpack that I've been using for several years now was the Jetpack Prime XL, which I love, but they don't make anymore because now they got their wheelie bag thing, right? But I loved the Prime XL because that was the bag for me. That was the bag that fit my big ass and didn't look stupid. I even had an original Prime, and even that one was a little too small. I got the Prime XL, and I fell in love with it.
I've been so busy. I've been sitting. I got the shipment in 4 weeks ago. I haven't even put it up on the site yet or even talked about it really. Put a couple of things on social, but I've got more coming in gray, too.
I dig that.
Yeah, I really
like that design.
I'm really proud of this one. You know, the other one was my first stab. I wanted to make something that was a little less expensive. And I wanted to kind of have a slim bag. You know, I thought that was kind of interesting. But I think this is a more versatile option for people that maybe want to put everything in there. Like I have my headphones. I have a laptop. I have all my CDJ cables separately in here. I want to keep them separate. And then so much extra space here for activities. So much extra space for activities. But where that's from?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, God.
Mom and Dad, can we make bunk beds?
Oh, is that from Step Brothers?
Yes.
Is that from Step Brothers?
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes, we did. Absolutely.
Yep.
We did. Yep. Yep. But you even have here, of course, I've got an ape remote. This is very okay. This is my bag from the weekend. So let's see what else is in here. Yeah, I got any numbers. Hold on. What else I got in here? Extra batteries, right? USB hub.
That's the way to do it.
What else do I need?
I've got a couple DJs that use those slim DJ bags. I don't know how they do it, man.
2 remotes.
I couldn't use a slim bag. That you can't fit enough stuff in there.
Ape Labs and JMAS.
There you go.
What else you need? And my WMX1, I'm going to be training myself on that. I forgot to mention that. I've just been so busy, everybody. You know, I didn't think I'd be out there gigging as much as I didn't gig for 10 years. So it was like all I did was sell DJ gear and talk about DJ gear. And
I love my so I've been talking about like my controller setups. I've got my little controller, I've got my Rain, and then I've got my turntables, right? And I'm very happy with having those 3 loadouts. Those are my different options for performing on, and I'm very happy with that. And so now I'm at a point where I need to start buying lights. My wife's not happy about that, but if I can figure out a way to justify the expense of it, then it's a different conversation. Because my wife's a smart lady. She understands like business expense and how I can make money back on that kind of investment and that kind of thing. So now it just sort of becomes a conversation of like, what do I get that makes the most sense that I'm actually going to get use out of and that kind of thing. So that's why I've been really looking at the JMAS and the Ape Lab stuff, because like like another thing that you and I were kind of talking about off camera before we got started tonight, man, like I really got to figure out an uplighting solution. I really got to start building out a light show that's going to make sense. That's why, like earlier when you started showing that new bar from JMAS, I was like, how much? What's the price on the new JMAS?
Don't start asking me to show you lights, man, because there's one thing I have is DJ gear and the lights. So this is the Mini, by the way.
I know you're the lighting guy. I know.
I'm a lot.
I mean, you're the everything guy, but like
a lot of things.
Honestly, you know more about lights than a lot of the guys I know. Like, I know a lot of guys that know a lot about sound. I know a lot of guys that know a lot about turntables. I don't know a lot of guys that know as much about lights as you do.
I'm getting into the event business now, and everyone skimps on lighting. They don't even think about it, but they don't. But then you realize how it's such, like I'm not John Taffer, right? But there is such a science behind a nightclub and the way that a nightclub and an event, whether it's any kind of music, really, it doesn't matter. But the sensors are so important.
You eat with your eyes first.
100%.
You always eat with your eyes first. You can't cut that corner.
And your ears too. Like noise pollution is a real thing. So if you're walking into an event and the sound is not EQ'd properly, or the bass is hollow, or you're like,
yeah,
I learned the value of having like real, like the right system for the right size room, because it's the difference between if I'm running an event, right, and I have thousands of people coming, I want them, as soon as they get out of their car, I want them to hear bass. They start getting excited. No, I'm serious.
Dude, I know. I'm laughing because I know what you're saying.
You got to think.
I've been there.
I'm a nut, and I watched it. I'm like, I need to learn everything about this process, and that's how I do anything, by the way. Yeah. But I need to see everything.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
And I saw it because I'm like, the DJ's worker was like, we need more subs. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, come on, we got He's like, I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you. And I'm like, all right, we'll do it. We added on 2 more 18s, and it made a huge difference. And it's the same thing with lighting, man.
So what was the head count? Total head count for the night?
What? When?
The event you're talking about where you added the 2 18s.
Oh God. Hold on. Want to see it?
Yeah, let me see it.
Hold on. This is actually pretty fun. We can do this because I can actually show it to you. If you really want to see what I do sometimes.
Well, I think I speak for everyone that's watching this right now when I say we would all like to see what you do sometimes.
I got I got back into this in a way that I wasn't expecting, to where like my Instagram is now my DJ. It was private for so many years, and now I had to make it public again. And
Yeah.
I'm getting picked up by customers, which is like not something that I was, and that's kind of why I started the business Facebook, was like kind of wanted to keep that separate. But that was when I was married, and my life was different. And now we do events. We do a lot of cool stuff. And one of them was called the Indian Summer Parties. My man DJ Theo, who is
Okay.
a big time DJ here where I am in New York. We've been working a lot together, and here it goes.
I think I've seen this. I think I remember this.
Not by me. But this is the beginning, right? We're setting up. We got 6 HDL 6s, 2004s.
I can't hear you, man. I mean, they're having a good time.
This is the Firestorm M3, the Cold Park. This is before I really cleaned up my booth and everything. This is the first time I really did a big event. Look at it now. Wow. I have a lot more. Still walking. There's the shitty gun.
Hey, look at that guy. Hey, you should
So
you should definitely click on that Wave XLR review. That guy looks like he knows what he's talking about.
Very handsome gentleman, by the way.
He's a looker.
I'm gonna go ahead and criticize that my own event. Ready?
Okay.
This was when I literally was just like a week or maybe a week prior.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing little backyard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought the JMaz Aero 60s. I was gonna, I just put the video up because I was gonna review them, and then I wound up using them constantly. I never sold them like I was going to. It was my intention, but I had no real lighting, and then everything was back ordered. Right? There was nothing to get. I literally couldn't even buy anything, and I wound up getting some bunch of Ape Lab minis, which have been godsends.
Yeah.
At the time, and I did the best I could. I had the Firestorms. Luckily, shout out to JMaz on that one. They helped me out with that.
Now the Firestorms, those are the cold sparkler.
That's the cold sparkler. Yes, and we're looking forward to using that more throughout the season.
Those things are cool. How do they work? Is it actual fire? Like, how does it?
It is. It's another science. It's really just a certain type of chemical.
Okay.
Heat a fan essentially is what happens, and the fan blows it through the heat, and it's like the sparklers when you were a kid. It's the same stuff.
Okay.
I want to say the exact same stuff because someone's probably watching going, no, it's not. Like, it's the same idea, and it doesn't hurt. And you remember back in the day, you'd be like, look at me, man, like, yeah. No,
okay, so it's
just me.
So there's a slight fire hazard, but not anything serious.
Chemical burn, brother. Chemical burn. It's not gonna. It's not. There's no fire. It's a chemical burn. Yeah. We first started selling them people didn't, people were really unsure of I mean, nobody knew what the heck they were doing. Even the people selling them, they just came and everyone was like, "We saw videos. Get me this. Get me this." Okay. And then people would put them like right next to tables, and like they put out like an ash. It does fall. It does
Yeah.
dissipate into an ash. Um, but if it that falls onto something like polyester or something or whatever, it could burn a hole through it.
Yeah.
Which I get the calls like on Monday. The catering hall wants to charge us $100 for the table covers. You have to pay.
Tablecloths and yeah.
No, I don't have to pay for that. Sorry. No.
That's funny.
But anyway, yeah, that's a little. That was last year, and it's. I'll tell you, that was me tooth and nail saying I'm not I'm not. This is not what I really do anymore. Like I haven't done this, and it just turned into something now where you see that old setup that had like a horrible. Now it looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
That's the GMS booth. Which
Okay.
another thing that what I do is I make it straight. I put it out flat. I
Yeah.
put a little curve to it, and then I use the totems as kind of to create that look of a booth.
Yeah. No, I dig it.
We're usually up on stage, so like I don't need the totems to be super high. I kind of like them at that 5 foot level. With moving heads, you don't need them. You don't really need them to be 8 feet. 6.5. 6.5 is fine. It's great. Yeah, absolutely. You always wanted to have lighting above people's heads. That was always the rule, right? But that's when lighting used to smack you in the face, right? And it was flashy flash,
Yeah.
or laser beams.
Yeah.
Speaking of laser beams, I'll talk about that. But now, a moving head. What do? They move, right? So it's not gonna shine in people's eyes for a long period of time. So you don't need to necessarily have, I wouldn't put them at 3 feet, but with moving heads, you can most of them you can control the angle of the pan and the tilt, so you can really direct them to where you want them. If you want to keep them higher, put them up high, and then they'll just move up here and hit the ceiling.
And I've thought about getting a booth like that with a reflective scrim, because I have a couple of those H2O lights, and you bounce a couple H2O lights off of that white fabric, and it looks gorgeous.
That's such an interesting thing that you just say, because that can actually look almost like a video panel.
Yeah.
You can take a glass gobo out of a gobo projector, like the Icon profile from ADJ, which is a perfect machine for this. I've seen it. If you go on our Instagram page, Edgar from Edgar Martinez, who's like Mr. Lighting guy, Edgar Gonzalez, took a glass gobo, and projected it against the back wall, which happened to be white. And if you go on our IG page, it looks like a freaking video panel, but it's not. It's a glass gobo, like $400 glass gobo, and
It says the Icon profile.
That's the machine.
Okay.
The effect is really the light shining through this glass gobo. It has to be glass though.
Gotcha.
Color, and it looked incredible. And then you can also, if you wanted to move or rotate, you can do that. And if you place it right, lighting is all about placement. So if you place it right, now you've got this thing going on in the backsplash. So speaking about lasers, I had this thing right here and I totally forgot about it. This thing, I got to tell you, I was so excited to try to use this thing Saturday, but I got so busy, and I'm going to be honest with you, I had like 10 minutes to invest into it. This is the laser cube. Fucking laser.
Yo, I've heard about that thing.
This fucking thing, okay? I'm cursing because that's how emotional I am about it. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't even gotten it on yet because, again, I've
heard that thing's pretty dope, though.
It's got a key. But they're gonna call me tomorrow, and we're gonna do some quick training on it. What's up, Dob? That's so funny. What's up, man? Don was at that party that we showed a video on. Actually, that's I have to believe that's not an accident. That can't be an accident.
Dom, I think your ears are burning, man.
That can't be an accident. No, I mean something with the algorithm or something.
You
Like
could tell we were talking about him, so he decided to stop by and say what's up.
That's so crazy. But this little guy right here, first of all, this little box is, it's too expensive. People are gonna say it's about $2,700, but what it
That's
does,
a little pricey. Well, it's a little pricey. It's a little bit.
$2,700 is a lot of money. Period.
Sure.
Period.
But what can it do? That's the question.
What can it do? What can I do with it? Right?
Yeah.
Well, this is battery powered.
Okay. Thing number one, it's battery powered. That's awesome. How long does a battery run?
2 to 3 hours. Okay, so it's not, and that's like I'm saying. I think they say 3. I'm saying 2 to 3 because
right.
But this is not something that I'm going to let go the whole night.
Right.
Hey. And the other side is like, most of the events I'm doing, if I'm not doing the CO2, like I'm not using a lot of fog, or they're outside, or I can't use fog, and really the lasers are kind of almost worthless.
Right.
With fog, for an aerial effect. But with this thing, this is designed to work with your computer or directly through Wi-Fi, connect with your phone. I think it connected through Wi-Fi on the computer too. I really haven't dove into this yet. But my thought is I'm going to use this for patterns against the wall.
Okay.
And you can write stuff out as far as text, and it's got.
Wait, you can write stuff with it?
Yeah. So
that's
like,
kind of dope.
I'm thinking like, you know what? Man, a video wall is awesome. The visual effect of a video wall is awesome. They're a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. That is something that I continue to say. Like, I don't know if I want to own one. I think I just would rather rent that and pass that expense. What's up, Dom? Yeah, the universe was speaking. So, anyway, so I'm going to get another one. I have 2. I think it's something you could bring out into the crowd, like just as almost a conversation piece throughout an event to liven it up. If you're in the quinceañera industry, and they have these laser robots and stuff like that, could you imagine?
Yeah.
This has threading on the bottom. Okay, it has all these different. Thing comes with a case.
Oh, for like a tripod.
To mount it, or a tripod, or it has like a hand holding type thing too, like the ZV-1. Like so you can like use it in a lot of different ways.
Oh, that's kind of dope.
Yeah. So, this thing is huge. Actually, it's like I don't know how I didn't know about it, but I found out about it, and now I think I'm in love. I have to be honest. Everything looks amazing. Yeah, see. So it comes with this, and then you can just mount it on this, and now you can like that.
Yeah, okay. So like a little tabletop tripod thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Word up. But,
I like it.
I like it a lot. So yeah, I haven't even gotten the goddamn thing on yet. I said, you know what? I thought it was gonna be like. I really thought it was gonna be, and we all know I'm sometimes technically challenged more because I am doing 9 things at one time. and
right.
I'm like, all right, I have 5 minutes to focus on this. If it doesn't work in that 5 minutes, like I got to move on. And I'm like, I'll get trained. I'll get someone to show me something really quick, and then I'll know it, and then I'll figure it out. But when it comes to stuff like this, I need a little help, especially this guy. This is a serious laser.
Yeah, that thing's. I've seen a little bit of what it can do. I didn't know you could write stuff with it. I didn't know about that part.
It's crazy.
But it's got a lot of different patterns and stuff to it. Like as show lasers go, that thing is really, really flexible.
This is the Laser OS app, right? So you get all these different
Jesus.
And
is that a Pac-Man ghost?
Yeah, like it'll put out like these are all the shapes and stuff that it'll make. And then you can project them in any way. Like You know, it'd be cool if I actually turn this on right now.
And it does all the different colors and stuff too.
It's just connected. That'd be awesome. Like
I think that's the other thing is like people need to understand it's not just a typical red. This isn't a laser pointer. Like this thing does colors.
This is a high powered.
It's a full on show.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I mean, look at it. This is what it would look like.
Yeah,
it literally is going to look like that.
Yeah, it's a full on multicolor RGB show.
YouTubers are using this a lot. Like if they're doing like a dance set or whatever, I don't know. And just for patterned on the floor. You know why? Also, lasers look amazing in video on a projected surface. You know,
they can. I think they're a little overused sometimes myself, but
if you see some of the content that I've seen, I'm just saying it's
okay.
It's just something that, like, you know, anybody can use this damn thing. Yeah, it's not connecting, but I'm gonna get this thing to connect. It'd be awesome. And this is a laser cube. It's at djeventgear.com right now. A lot of people have seen it. There's a lot of content out there. I mean, their Instagram page has like 250,000 followers. So they're a serious and legit company. This is distributed by X Laser here in the U.S., made by Wicked Lasers. Is on djeventgear.com. There's 3 versions of it. I don't know. I think the mid-grade would make the most sense to me. There's a pro. I don't know if it's worth it. It's like an extra $500, you know. To me, I don't know. I don't know. I have to see it, really.
I think it depends on the size of your venue, and it just depends on the size of your application.
It's not the brightness, it's the motor.
Right.
It's the speed of the motor. So I'll give you a little quick training on lasers if you don't know anything about lasers before. So inside here is the laser, right? It's a little box. This is what's called the aperture, the opening, right? Inside there is a laser beam. Within that beam now you have what's called a stepping motor. Mm-hmm. That stepping motor is essentially what moves the beam around and takes the information from whatever it's coming from, either automated or through the a lot of these have ILDA cables for computer. But then basically draws out really, really fast the animation or the projection or the effect that it's supposed to be doing. Turn this off.
Okay.
So the faster the stepping motor, the less grainy the effect is going to appear, right? So now all of a sudden my my squares are sharper. They're more squarey.
Well, now
not as rounded. You can see that difference.
Is there also something to consider between like the one you've got there and the pro version? Is there something to consider about when it comes to like shooting for video? You know, if you've got to think about like your camera shutter and whether or not the pro version would show up better on camera if you're shooting like in a high frame rate.
100%. It's all about I think it's all about the customer. And I think it's all about who you are, right? I tend to be I don't want to say on certain things, I tend to be a mid-grade guy. I may go for the mid-grade thing. On a lot of things, I will only buy the best thing, or to me, you know, what I feel is the best.
Right.
Best is subjection. Dominic has a question. Are these good for outdoor venues or just indoor? Well, we're going to find out, my friend.
Depends on if it's raining.
But, here's the problem with outdoor venues with a laser. This is a high-powered laser. It's laser beams are regulated, believe it or not, by the FDA. And you actually need a variance, which comes with the laser cube, by the way.
Is it the FDA or is it the?
You're gonna think it's the FCC, but it's not. It's the FDA.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because anyway, it comes with this license. Now, my question always is, because people ask me this all the time, and I'm not here to be irresponsible, right? Everyone, you want to do things legally.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't all drive the speed limit either, right? Let's be honest. I'm Mr. Transparency. So,
I do.
You can use them either or, but when you're outside, you're outside. So you have the potential of someone coming asking questions, right? So you better be careful about that. Again, with the laser cube, you're good because it comes with the variants, right? Um, the other thing is that with this, because it is high powered, you don't want to shoot it up. I swear to you, you'll if this thing goes miles, you'll fuck with planes. So that's another reason. That's why you would think it's FCC, but um, why you got to be careful outside. But you can use it anywhere, of course. And you know, these really only look good if you have fog in the air for aerial effects. You know, that's what it is. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But like I'm looking at a white wall right now, and if I had a serious production going on, and I had this thing placed in the right spot, and I had a laser, you know, drawing out somebody's name or a certain specific geometric pattern or something that made sense for that event, you know, that's really cool, you know, and yeah, to buy it one time and you're saying, ah, it's $26.49 for one. Yeah, it's expensive, but like I could take that service, package it up, and sell it.
See,
All right, you want this at your party? It's $500.
that's
Right?
immediately where my brain went, is that people have been charging for GoBo services, like custom GoBo services, for a long time. You have a GoBo light, you get a custom GoBo made, you charge the bride and groom for that service, then they get to see their name and a custom GoBo and a light on the dance floor. That's great. But what if, and follow me on this, what if you've got a bitchin' laser and you can type out their name in a bitchin' laser and they can see their name on a laser?
Well, people are doing that right now with projectors and pixel mapping. You know, I mean that's a very big trend. You know, I don't want to say it was started by Disney, but I think it was made famous by Disney and the castle.
Sure.
And now it's ADJ distributes a software that does this pixel mapping thing where you can essentially draw out people's names or put it on a cake, or I mean I've seen so many really cool things. So
I mean, I've got a guy here in town that's been doing pixel mapping for, you know, at least the last like 5-6 years that he and I've been talking about it. I mean, and he puts on a pretty sizable light show for like a local holiday event every year. And when I say sizable, I mean 7 figures. So, you know, sizable. And he's all about that pixel mapping shit, like or the like projection mapping stuff. Like he's been into that for a long time. The laser thing, especially with a like a full color laser thing, that is.
I wish I could
like,
turn it on right now and I could put it on behind me, but
a full color laser that's only $2,600. I know that sounds like a lot of money because it is, but like what you're getting for that $2,600 and especially from a laser product, that's I don't think I've seen a laser that could do all that for less than 5 figures ever.
well, that I mean, you know, high powered lasers were always expensive, and what's cool about this is that you don't necessarily need to dial in like with a lot of X laser products, the different Mirage style animation lasers and things like that. Like you need a computer to operate it. It has to have.
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
Something you might not know about me. In fact, I know you don't know this about me. So my dad actually sold the computer to our local science museum that ran the like Laser Floyd show in the 80s and early 90s.
I love Pink Floyd.
So like if you went to the local science museum here in Portland, it's called OMSI, the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. It's a fantastic joint. If you're ever in Portland, please do yourself a favor and hit up OMSI. This place is amazing. But they did the laser show and they ran it on a Commodore Amiga for a couple decades. And my dad not only sold them that Amiga, but then continued to service that same Amiga computer for them for years and years before they finally upgraded to a newer system. I think in the mid 2000s is when they finally moved on. But he sold him that thing in the 80s, and he ran that thing for him for a long time. So I got real up close and personal when I was a little kid to like that whole laser show. And I got to see some of the really big lasers in action and kind of see how they worked. The cooling system back then was intense.
Lasers.
The kind of cooling system you had to have for a laser that big that could do all of that on those light frequencies Because that's the thing about lasers, man. In order to get those colors, they have to change the actual frequency of the light.
I don't know if you,
And
but
it's pretty complicated. That's part of the reason why they're so expensive, is because you can't just have a single color like a red or a green or even a blue. You have to have, in order to have multiple colors, you have to change those individual light frequencies, and that's part of what makes that system so expensive, but completely worth it.
this thing has a fan, like this thing has a fan in it. Like
Yeah,
ah,
yeah, because it gets real hot.
yeah, no, I know. I mean, I've had deep training on on lasers. Believe it or not, I know
Yeah,
more
because those lasers get real hot.
than the average bear. But I'm just like, I'm just this thing amazes me. It really does because again, and I meant to say this before. Um, the fact that we can sit here in 2022 and talk about all of these cool, different, unique solution product and live in a world where we have all these options to make our lives easier as DJs. Oh, and maybe that's
And we
why,
have access.
right? You have
We
access.
have access to this shit. You couldn't buy this stuff 20 years ago. Like, even if you wanted to and had the money for it, you couldn't buy it. You weren't allowed by the government.
Trust me, there's stuff right now you can't buy either.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But still, like, I'm saying, like, 20 years ago, you couldn't buy a box that had a multicolored laser in it, even if you wanted to, because you didn't have the permits or because you didn't have the government clearance to be able to buy something like that. And now we're just, like, talking about it. Like, yeah, go on the website. You can buy it. It's $2,600. That's so dope that we're, like, living in that time now, where that's where we're at in the 21st century.
Yeah, man. Sorry, got customers.
Yeah, I know, man. Honestly, my phone has not stopped blowing up this entire stream. I don't know what's going on. I keep telling people, just, like, go hang out on the stream and then bother me after. But no, they just want to blow me up on my phone.
Comment on the stream. So we're just hanging out here, right? I mean, this was a pop up. I got to get you on here. I got to be honest with you. We were gonna maybe go a different direction tonight, and this artwork. Who's that guy?
There's a lovely gentleman.
There was like I don't know when this was. This feels like it was maybe 100 years ago. There was a time where I had some time during the day, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna jump on for an hour, and I'm just gonna do a pop up show. Hey, what's up? Let's talk about some DJ gear in the middle of the day, But I haven't had the time, so we just use it for today. Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
It's my
So,
best.
Listen,
my
man.
best Justin impression.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Just a pair of
Listen,
red sunglasses.
I read something today, and I liked it, and I honestly I don't. I've finally gotten to the point. I don't give a fuck. I don't give
Are
a
these
fuck.
better? Are these aren't really better, are they?
Listen, you know I have a lot of love for you, Switch. So whatever you're gonna put on, I'm gonna say it looks good. All right. I was raised by an Italian mother.
So was I.
Always say people look good if they ask you. Okay.
No, I feel that. I feel that.
You should. I mean, come on. You ask me like something else about like an opinion about something, like I'm gonna give you the honest truth, and a lot of times people are upset with me. Like, why did you ask me? Like, you know me, right? I'm a lot of people know who I am at this point. In my life here, in my life out there, in this in DJ industry world.
Yeah.
They're starting to mix together now, which is very interesting for me.
I had a coworker today, even like at my day job. I had a coworker today that said, "It's okay to ask me if I'm PMSing because the answer is yes." And I said, "No, it's not. It's not okay to ask. I'm never going to ask you that question. I will never ask you that question because I was raised by an Italian mother. I don't care what the circumstance is. I don't care what I think. I will literally never ask you that question ever in my life. I will never ask you that question ever."
I
She
think
goes, "Oh, okay."
I mean, listen, there's a lot of things you could be in this world, but choosing to be kind above all else is always a good decision. I think, right?
I like that. I can get behind that.
Yeah, like listen, like I said, I don't care what people think. So anyone who's ever been on the phone with me or done business with me, like they know what I'm about. If you watch a video or you happen to see me on this or that or here or there on a review and you get a glimpse, you might form an opinion of me that you have, that may not be true. Whatever it is, I don't really, how that those kind of things happen. But I had a 6-figure income job, right?
Yeah.
And after the pandemic, it just didn't feel right to me anymore. I I had to draw a line in the sand. They let me go. This was very shortly after the quarantine kind of ended. We were getting back to the offices, and I had just been going through a divorce. A lot of crazy stuff was going on in my life, but at the end of the day, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving in a certain direction, and I've been very fortunate to really um, make a decision that I wasn't going to accept. I wasn't going to accept not doing things that I wanted to do or things that I loved to do anymore. I wasn't going to accept not getting out of life what I was putting into it. And I was putting a lot into a lot of things, and I was not getting out the return that I wanted. And you know why, Switch?
Why is that?
Because I was the type of person that I always involve myself in situations where maybe I shouldn't, because I have to help. I want to help. I want to improve and elevate and make things better. I don't like discourse. I don't like to see things done improperly. And listen, there's a million ways to do things, and this is what I'm learning too as I grow as a person. A million ways to do things. So you have to accept that you may not do things the same way as somebody else, as long as it's getting done as long as it's getting done at the end of the day. You have to accept things, but there are certain things that you have to do a certain way. And
Yeah.
those things always would bother me. Like I've been in situations where I've stopped fights at the supermarket because this crazy stuff was going on and people are just standing around watching. And I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
I got involved, and I get home, and this is when I was married, and I get, you pay for the life insurance, right? That was the feedback that I got when I told the story. Like, you're paying the life insurance, right? But anyway, I don't really know where I was going with all this. Remind me. I'm opening.
Um,
I'm opening up here. I think I'm on too long.
the point is you can choose kindness, and that's usually the best choice.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if that was really where I was going to land this plane, but
I think that's a good place to land it.
I think that's a good.
And you know what, man? I completely agree with that. I'm very much a mama's boy. I was also raised by my Italian mother, and I will do anything and everything I can to help the folks that I can. I lost my father in 2018, and one of the last conversations I ever had with him was, talking about how he ran a computer store for 32 years. And the thing that kept that computer store going when, Best Buy started selling computers and Incredible Universe and Fry's started selling computers, and they started just beating him up and taking his business. And he was just a little local shop that could not ever compete with those big companies, Circuit City. He didn't have a prayer of competing with those big box stores when it came to selling computers. But what he did have was a reliable shop and the attitude of, if you can help people, you have a responsibility to help them. And that's and he taught me that growing up, and that was the conversation we had right before he passed away. And I mean, I'll take that with me forever.
Well, sorry about your dad, and I lost my dad in 2020. It was a hell of a year. A lot of change, but
I appreciate that. But that's the reason why I volunteer my time on the Face DJ group on Facebook, right? That's the reason why I go out of my way to help answer people's questions about computers and stuff. It's not because It's not because I'm completely addicted to just putting up with people's frustrations. It's because I genuinely just want to help. And it's the same reason why I agreed to come on the DJ's Guru and do what we do here, man. Like, I love coming on this show and talking about cool gear and making, offering informed advice, because I think people genuinely are looking for help when it comes to DJing stuff, when it comes to computer stuff that I actually have like legitimate experience with and legitimate knowledge about. And I want to share that knowledge. I'm not going to charge people for it. I'm not going to if I have to charge for my time, I will. But if I don't have to, then guess what? I'm happy to help.
I'm bringing my little cousin into this event thing because it's getting to a point where I need help.
Yeah.
And I think like you've been doing this you start doing it for so long, and I've built clubs without being in the club, right? Send me pictures, and then I will literally design out the lights. I'll design everything out, and I'd sell it to them, and then they install it. But I'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
So like it's a skill set that now I can walk into a room and I can be like, okay, this is what we need.
Yeah.
Then I got to go, all right, where do I have for power? And you got to like make sure the two things are connected. But as I'm training my cousin, you forget, especially now with all this shit. There's so much more stuff, right? He has no clue about any of it, and it's just it's crazy how much you really do need to know just to set it up, right? So when we're talking about our value as a DJ and in general, I know a lot of people are always doing that. I told it to you before when you were asking me, oh, was that, do you think I charge the right amount? Listen, you have to feel comfortable when you charge somebody. Don't worry about how they feel, right? You have to think about, what is this event worth to me, right?
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost me to do this? I don't care if this guy is going to do it for less. Great, let him do it then. I need to do it for this much. Oh, well, I need the money. I totally understand that too. Guess what? Sometimes when you leave a date open, all of a sudden, when you say no to something, whoop, all of a sudden, something great comes from the other side and you get your price. So leaving dates open sometimes is a good thing. Not only for potential for a better event to come along or whatever, but you know what? Especially right now, we're all so busy. Take the fucking day off, man. Like go enjoy your family. Go enjoy. For me, time with
I have to tell you, I thought I was doing that. I thought I was gonna take some time. I thought I was gonna get a little downtime. I thought like I was doing the right thing. I was gonna book an event, on the 18th of June, and then my buddy wanted to do the video shoot on the 11th, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna spread those out a little bit. And then I had somebody call me for like later in June. I was like, okay, so I'll give myself a week buffer to kind of have a week off and take some downtime. Now I got this client that's calling me for July. I got another one that's calling me for a thing in August. And now all of a sudden my calendar's filling up. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to be taking time off. What am I doing?
I hired a sales guy on the third day. We had to part ways because he's like, all of a sudden I'm getting job offers for every night. I'm like, dude, go DJ, do your thing, man. I love it.
Make your money.
Well, listen, do your thing. We'll link back up. I was kind of in training with somebody. We're still gonna do something at some point, maybe, but it's all good. And it all depends on what you're looking to get out of life. And you're not a full-time DJ. I'm not. I don't know.
I was for a long time, man. I was for a long time, and now I gotta.
I'll tell you what. This is what I do know. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, I'm available at djeventgear.com. 188-378-1744.
Perfect.
You can email us all the information at the top of the stream here. Follow us on social. Look at that. Shout out to my man JC, not Jesus Christ, Joel C, the man who makes me look good. Listen, I am no graphic designer. If you've noticed a fresh new look at the DJ's Guru lately, it is my man JC. Made up this nice skin for me.
I got to give it to Joel. He's been killing it.
He's really,
He's been killing it.
doing a great job. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be on the thumbnails. I don't want to be on the YouTube. I don't want to be on the.
But you gotta though. You gotta.
You fucking have to. And I'm like, I don't. It's not about me. It's about the company. I don't want it to be about me.
Yeah, but you have to. If I have to, you have to.
I know. Listen, I understand. I'm all about the algorithm and understanding what makes people click, and I'm all into that. Believe me.
I know it's hard not being as pretty as me, but you still gotta do it.
I am not pretty, and I don't. I'm a loud guy as it is, right? So it's like I try to not be loud when I can not be loud.
Oh, dude. Oh, okay, I have a story to tell you. Real quick before we go. Super fast. So yesterday, at my day job, they host this trivia thing, right? For like all of the employees. Like it's like a, afternoon kind of like, let's all take a break and play this trivia game. We broke off into teams, and they brought in this like host to do like a trivia game over Zoom. It's like bar trivia kind of thing, right? And in between the trivia rounds, he was like, bringing a couple people up onto the main Zoom window to like just do little kind of like casual, like, hey, how you doing? Just kind of get to know you kind of stuff, just general banter type thing. And so he catches on that like I've got a sharp camera and I've got some decent lighting. And he calls me out and he brings me on the thing and he says, you look like you host a podcast that I would definitely listen to. And I was like, well, you're almost right. I was a DJ for a long time before the pandemic and I had to get a different job. And then he proceeds to like we kind of chat back and forth, and he literally gets me into a mode where I end up having to pitch my Twitch channel and pitch my DJ service to a bunch of my coworkers at my day job. And it was the most awkward thing ever. Like I don't like being that guy when I'm at my day job. I just want to be another coworker,
I used to work with this guy, and I found out his DJ name and called him by it one day, and he freaked the fuck out. Now, this guy was
why did he freak out?
He was an interesting fellow, but it was because of what you just said. And he was in this other world of he was like more into like the rave scene, I guess. I don't know. Like,
okay, really, so he was trying to keep his professional life and DJ life separate.
I guess it was a very different vibe than like what I'm used to. So he just wanted, I just didn't like that. And then that name, I guess, was people that he knew from these clubs, and like he I don't know what happened, but
gotcha. Yeah, I'm not gonna freak out. Like it's because I was a DJ. I've been a professional DJ for so long, and it's such a core part of who I am now that like it's whatever. For me, it's more I just don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole that just like sits around at the office all day, every day, just talking about myself and my bullshit when other people have lives and other people have interesting stuff to say too. I don't want to just dominate every conversation with my DJ career. And that's, I think, a big fear of mine is that I very much have the ability to walk into any room or walk into any conversation and completely take over if I choose to. And so I'm very conscious. In fact, I'm very self-conscious of that.
Yeah. You wanna have a competition?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Because that seems to be what happens with me.
But that's what I'm saying is like when I'm at work, I don't want to be that guy, and I actively try really hard not to be that guy because like it makes you look like an asshole. It makes me look like an asshole.
Listen, no. Is that who you are?
Sometimes.
But be who the fuck you are. You know what? Listen. You can't control other people's feelings. Some people are going to love you. Some people are not going to love you. But it has nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection on you. It's about them. You understand? I don't like certain people. There's this type of personality that I fucking want to, and it's what they would call a narcissistic type personality.
Right.
I'm more of an empath, I'm very, very concerned about other people, and I
think that's why you and I get along.
yeah, I'm very self-aware of like, all right, how am I affecting other people?
Yeah.
To a fault sometimes. And, so I have a problem with people that don't care about how their actions affect others. It drives me fucking insane.
And that's where my thing comes from. I worry about how
I just dropped the $2,700.
I affect other people.
But anyway, who fucking cares? Because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. So you might as well be yourself. Because whether or not if you're trying, if you're not organic, like I've learned this in my bad career with women, I'm trying too much to please, not being myself. It's not organic. And then guess what happens? You get passive aggressive because you're living this life or doing these things that you don't want to be doing because you were trying to be something you weren't. Be yourself. So it seems so simple, and it's taken me so long now to kind of get out of my old life in a sense and break out of the shell that I was in. But it's what are you going to do? You're going to try to please everybody because you can't. And the worst thing that someone can say is no.
That is some DJ shit.
What?
Nobody knows that better than DJs, that you can't please everybody.
I was saying to you the other night, I'm doing a house party, right? It rained, so like we lost a lot of our we lost a portion of our crowd, right? That was so, and because of the rain, you still
Was that where it rained on the Ape Lab cans?
Yeah, at this event here.
Yeah.
So
okay, yeah.
Packing, and it wound up being a crazy night in a freaking it was crazy. They put a tent up and everything. We lucked out, but anyway, yeah, it just drew some people that were just in the area, local, that would still, and people are asking for ABBA.
That's crazy.
And I figured, and I did realize what it was. I spoke with a friend of mine, and I knew that "Gimme Gimme Gimme" came out as a house remix a couple years back. It got real big. I think in Ibiza and a lot of other places. So it just kind of brought ABBA back into the scene. So like Dancing Queen now, just so you know. And it was all like 23-year-olds asking me for Dancing Queen. I don't know if anyone else has gotten that request. I'm trying to figure out, is it a TikTok thing? But I think it is related to the Gimme 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 song and how that kind of came back a few years ago during the pandemic. So now everyone's like back into ABBA. Crazy. Oh. I'm sorry. I don't have Dancing Queen. I don't have it. I do apologize to you, sweetheart.
So hang on though. How do you not have Dancing Queen? You've been a DJ how long? Because
I play on CDJ 3000. I do a set for a specific DJ who's a house DJ. We have a certain vibe. Music. And I bring a USB. I don't walk around with a terabyte of music. It's just
my dude holds up one of these.
I don't know what else to say. It wasn't on here. I can't make it appear on here.
That is brilliant. That's so good.
I don't have a computer. I don't do it that way.
That's so good.
And
they make SSDs now, right?
I can't even understand. I can't even explain to you how Dancing Queen would have fucking killed the whole party. You got to say no sometimes.
Yeah, no, I know.
And the girl it was multiple people. It was some cute girls. I'm like, God, I want to play it for you. Believe me. If I had, I'd love to make you happy right now. But I couldn't do it. I had to protect the party.
It's so good.
You're not paying me, you're not paying me. And we've got a whole thing going on here. We've been promoting it for 2 weeks. It's a whole vibe that we're trying to. It's not Dancing Queen. It's a great song. I love ABBA. Nothing against them. It's just,
Yeah.
I said, listen, go to your car. They'll let you back in. Go to your car. Jam out. Come back. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
How'd that go over?
I didn't say that. No, because I'm learning to just keep my mouth shut. Finally.
Yeah.
Certain points. Anyway, that said, perfect segue for me to get the fuck out of here. I want to thank anybody who watched. Everybody who watched. No, seriously, thank you very much. thanks everyone for the support. If I can help anybody out there, reach out to us at thedjsguru.com or djeventgear.com. The DJ's Guru is our reviews and all of our content. djeventgear.com is the store. If you can't find what you're looking for on djeventgear.com, djsupplystore.com is another website that we are part of, buying a part of their group, managing that site as well. Lots of stuff on that site. Just helped out somebody today with a Chauvet FlareCon Air 2.
Nice.
Wasn't available anywhere else, apparently, and we had it. So lots of stuff available there. Let us know. We can help you out. Always here to help. Switch, what you got for us? Anything?
You mean as far as like self promo, like like where you can find me, that kind of thing?
Final words, brother. We're saying it all here. I'm signing off. Howard Stern. You've said it all.
Yeah, I've said probably more than I should have already today. But I'll tell you, man, I'm looking forward to seeing the final product on this music video that we're working on. And man, I've got events. I've got calls. My phone's been blowing up all day today. I don't know what the hell happened. Everybody decided to call me today. They've been leaving me alone for weeks. Now everybody just decided today was the day they were going to call me all at once. And so I got a whole lot of phone calls I got to return. I got a lot of text messages I got to respond to, that kind of thing. But I'll tell you, man, the rest of this year is looking pretty exciting for me. And if you want to find out more about what I'm doing, and you want to follow along, you can follow me at facebook.com and instagram.com/DJSwitchPDX. You can also find me at twitch.tv/DJSwitchPDX, where I'm streaming 2 nights a week on Wednesdays and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesdays, I do a request show where I actually take requests live from the chat, and that's a pretty good time. We usually have a lot of fun, and we usually have a really interesting playlist because it's all requests on a Wednesday night, and man, like, I discover so much music that way. That's probably one of the smartest things I've ever done in my DJ career, was run a request show over Twitch on Wednesday nights, because I have discovered more music in the last 2 years of doing that show than I ever would have otherwise. It's kind of insane.
That is how a guru becomes a guru.
It's just insane how much stuff I've been able to discover just by having other people ask me for it and then just going and grabbing it and downloading it. So it's
this combination of this continuation of circle of teaching and then learning and teaching and learning and teaching and learning from that teaching.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then if you want to subscribe over at youtube.com/DJSwitchPDX, you're going to be one of the first people to find all of my new vlogs that are going to be coming, because I'm going to start vlogging soon.
I thought you were we're going to be one of the first people to actually sign up. Follow me.
So youtube.com/DJSwitchPDX. I was doing reaction videos for quite a while, and that did okay, but I had to put it down for a whole bunch of reasons that I may or may not get into in a future vlog. But for right now, I'm looking forward to just kind of sharing what I got into during my vacation last week, and as well as sharing some plans in the future. And so lots of vlog content coming up. Make sure you catch that over at youtube.com/DJSwitchPDX.
You know what you said before about somebody looked at you and said you have like the face for a podcast or whatever?
Yeah.
No, well, I don't know why you're laughing. You said that.
Well, no, he said you look like you host a podcast that I would listen to,
because
I have the headphones and the microphone and the camera and the whole.
Because you have a face for radio. Okay, I wasn't trying to insult you. Like, no, we're doing a podcast right now on video. So no, like you do. You have a good. You have a good presence in the screen, right? And my buddy Jason Longobardo,
Jason,
he said to me,
I miss Jason.
I know, I do too. He was gonna maybe come on tonight, but we weren't able to get him on. He was doing some training. I mean, this guy, they got him crazy busy at Mackie. He's doing some great work at Mackie. You know, again. Switch, you love Mackie. I love Mackie. I don't own a ton of Mackie. I have certain products from Mackie. I think they make some really cool stuff. I think there's some really great items overall. I'm Team Mackie. I'm not, Mr. Mackie. But Jason is now Mr. Mackie, and he is taking a lot of what we've done at the DJ's Guru here and trying to instill some of that in what he's doing. And, Mackie looks like they're going to be really engaging their audience more, training more, and not just about like, listen, in this industry, it's like we're not selling things that like, you just plug in like it's a lamp, you know, like you gotta help people out with this shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy, you know.
Yeah. That's
Like
the problem with professional gear. You have to know how to use it.
if you're gonna profit off of it, like, yo, stand behind it, and and anyone that is watching back on this, I'm always happy to take a phone call, and I'll spend an hour on the phone with you trying to figure something out. If you bought it from us, to get you to understand how it works, because that's how you're going to get the most out of it. You shouldn't be afraid. You're like, right now, I'm afraid of this thing because I don't know how to use it.
Ah,
I am afraid of it, But once I learn how to use it, once I talk with my guy over at X Laser,
yeah.
I won't be afraid of it, and I'll be very excited to bring it out, and hopefully I don't drop it.
Yeah. Just don't point it at your eyes.
No, I know. Oh, by the way, you can actually do engraving with this, like leather engraving. Like
That's
yeah.
intense. That's really intense.
Yeah, like it's on their video. Like it shows. Like if you want to, like if you're a crafter or whatever, like an Etsy store, and you want to do like laser writing, fucking this thing does it. It's crazy.
Jesus, that thing that's a lot of power.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm excited to get into that. So let's sign off. But just real quickly, just to recap, we've both been very busy. I think everyone out there is busy. Listen, the pandemic is fucking over. I mean, listen,
it's almost over. We're getting there.
It's over.
We're working on it.
We don't talk about COVID, okay? We don't talk about COVID.
No.
We don't talk. That's what I sing. And that said,
it was our wedding day.
Anyone who's been personally affected by it in any way, I mean, no insult, and I have full empathy for you, and I am sorry that if you've lost people or been affected by this, I don't mean to be cavalier in saying that. I think we're all fucking tired of it. Like, this is our livelihood here, right? So I'm going to clap when I can see that people are out and happy, and yeah, we're not. We're good. We're getting there. Okay, we'll leave it there. So I'm very happy for that. We're going to be doing Maui 5 Go review, Laser Cube review. I've got Aero Wash 710s on the way from JMaz. I love this light, and I've been wanting to add it to the arsenal. Just haven't had a need for it, but I do now. So I've got Aero Wash 710s, it's a battery-powered moving head, but it's a 710-watt LEDs. So it's going to give you more of a wash, pixel mapping, and then a open and a close, kind of a zoom as well. Very cool.
Very cool.
AquaSpot 200-watt moving head spot with wireless DMX built in, which was awesome. I used them over the weekend. All I had to do was plug them in, and then boop. Remember, it goes boop.
So we got content coming, is what you're saying.
Lots of videos. I just got to do them. I mean, that's at this point, what I'm doing is I'm taking the videos and I'm taking everything at these events. I'm using it in real life stuff. And then I'm going to come back here to the studio and we'll talk about it. And then I'm going to do a sound test on the Maui 5 Go tomorrow, actually. I'm going to bring it out to a field.
Nice.
It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick, bro.
Piss off some neighbors.
Thank you so much, Switch,
for
coming out tonight. Thank you, everybody who watched this amazing pop-up show of good stuff. I think it was pretty good. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Pop-up show / therapy session.
Yeah, kind of, right? Whatever, man.
Sometimes you gotta.
I talk personally to people, my customers, just as much as I talk about gear. Like, we talk life, we talk everything.
It's important.
You got to make connections, man. It's all about relationships and connections, and
hell yeah,
keeps people coming back, and also know shit about stuff too. So that's always helpful. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Switch. I'm gonna actually play us off here with "Is This All There Is" by I don't fucking know. It's an artless song. Here we go. On the Mavic 5 Go.
That thing sounds so clean.
Good night.